Standard 10th, Political Science, Chapter number 1, Working of the Constitution. In our country, from the very beginning, women have inadequate representation in politics and political institutions. Many countries in the world have made efforts to increase representation of women. From this perspective, changes are taking place in India as well. The 73rd and 74th Amendment reserved 33% of seats for women in local self-governing institutions. This percentage has been raised to 50% in several states including Maharashtra. A National Commission for Women has been established. Similar commissions also exist at the state level. The Act for the Protection of Women Against Domestic Violence is an important step in the direction of democracy. This act underlined the need to protect the dignity and self-esteem of women. This act rejected traditional forms of domination and authoritarianism and expanded the scope of Indian democracy to make it inclusive in true sense. So all the atrocities that were happening due to male dominance were countered by bringing in all these acts. Role of judiciary. The judiciary in India has played an important role in strengthening democracy and helping to make towards achieving the objectives of social justice and equality. The judiciary means the court system. While interpreting the provisions of the Constitution, the judiciary has always taken into consideration the fundamental objectives of the Constitution, the main goals of the Constitution, and also the intentions of the Constitution makers. What the Constitution makers wanted to happen in the society, that was taken into consideration by the judiciary. We will now try to understand the contribution of the judiciary in this regard with the help of the following points. The first one, the basic framework of the Constitution. The Constitution is dynamic. It keeps on changing. We keep on changing by adding new laws or making changes in the prevalent ones. It is a living document. We follow it even today and it will be followed forever. The Constitution has to change according to changing conditions, and the Parliament has a power to make those changes. The Parliament is run by the ministers. The ministers are elected by the public. The judiciary has accepted this power of the Parliament to make changes in the Constitution, but at the same time specified the limitations on this power. The Parliament cannot make any arbitrary changes it wants just for the namesake. It has to have reasons and it has to have the beneficial effects on the public. The judiciary has taken a stand that the Parliament, while amending the Constitution, cannot alter the basic structure of the institution. You can add a few points, you can remove a few, but the basic structure should not be changed. Now, what is the basic structure of the Constitution? It includes Republican and democratic form of government, federal structure of the Constitution, promotion of unity and integrity of the nation, sovereignty of the nation. It cannot become a slave of any other nation, secularism and supremacy of the Constitution. All these points cannot be changed. Any amendments, any changes or additions to this can be done. Second point, significant judicial decisions. The protection provided to the citizens by fundamental rights in the Constitution has been made more meaningful through various decisions of judiciary. Some of the important subjects on which the court has given judgments include rights of children, protection of human rights, protection of the honor and dignity of women, individual freedom and tribal empowerment. These efforts have made the political process in India more mature. When the people find that the government is not protecting their rights, they can go to the court and the court can give judgments against the government, but as per the Constitution of India. Democracy requires good governance or best governing practices. Following are the features of good governance. What should be done to bring good governance in democracy? Now we are being asked our views, how we feel that the governance can be made better. Accountable or responsible government is a must. Effective and efficient government is the best way to work. Responsive government is good for the public. Transparency in working of the government is very useful. Just and all-inclusive development is important. People's participation in the governing and decision-making process is of utmost importance. Now, in this chapter, we took a review of the Constitution and the working of the government on the basis of the Constitution in the context of Indian democracy, in relation to Indian democracy. But there are many challenges before India's democracy. Government's acts and policies have not put an end to all the problems. There are few problems still continuing. There are newer problems still cropping up. However, what is important is that the people in India have developed a democratic mindset. We have evolved and we have adjusted ourselves. We have managed to develop a democratic mindset. So in the next chapter, we will study the election process in India, how the elections are conducted. Until we move on to the next chapter, take care. If anyone has any issues, questions or doubts in this chapter, please mention it in the comments box below or send it to me on WhatsApp as a query. Till that, goodbye. Take care.